Haven't done this in a while, so excuse my unsureness. I don't know if that's a word, but we're gonna go with it. I'm recovering from a cold, which is why I sound like I have several washcloths stuffed down my throat. So that's good. But I had to just sit down and I had to film because I've been talking about doing it. I've been thinking about doing it and I've just been putting it off. I've been procrastinating. I haven't filmed a YouTube video for this channel in probably over a year now, which is weird because YouTube used to be such a big part of my life. To tell you the truth, I have struggled sitting in front of a camera since making my detransition video back in like 2022, I think it was, because of the response that I got from that video. So something that I used to really love and really enjoy doing is now kind of hard. And I do have to kind of like pick up where I left off because I just feel like it doesn't make sense to just jump in to like where I'm at now because right, a lot has happened since the last time I post. I've grown a lot, I've changed a lot, but I want it to make sense to the people who have been following me for years. And maybe not, maybe you're brand new here. And if that's the case, then I guess I need to go backwards a little. I was born a girl, grew up, lived my life, la di da di da. I was just really like masculine. I liked girls. I came out at like 14 and I've always just been a little more on the like tomboyish side. I enjoyed playing outside and playing with Tonka trucks and Beyblades. And that doesn't necessarily mean anything, right? But to me, growing up, I always noticed the differences between girls my age and me. And then I started dressing in like boy clothes. I always wanted to dress in boys clothes and I felt really like cool and confident. But again, there was that like difference between me and all the other girls my age where no one else is really doing that. And it becomes something that's like, I'm different. Maybe a little weird. Maybe something's wrong. And I grew up in a time where it wasn't as common. I didn't have a lot of representation of masc women. I just was like the only masculine girl. You kind of become like a spectacle almost. I had teachers like picking on me. I had like parents of girlfriends calling me and saying like really vulgar things that you should never say to a 14-year-old. It just kind of continued to enforce the idea that there was something wrong with being a masculine woman and that there was something wrong with liking girls as a girl. And I continued to struggle with this until I like came across a video of someone transitioning and it was like, oh, what up? Editing Jaleesa here. Just wanted to pop in and say that there was so much more that contributed to me thinking that I was trans. And for the sake of this video, I just kept it really short and sweet, but there's a lot more nuance. There's a lot more complexity. I just used a few different examples and experiences that took place in my life that kind of illustrated my story and like what I was trying to convey. So just wanted to pop in and say that. Okay. Transitioning did feel right for a really long time. I lived as a trans man for 8 years. I went by Tyler. I was like fully in it and I felt great. I felt confident. I felt good. And then something towards the end of those 8 years clicked on and I was like, whoa, something's wrong. I don't really know what contributed to that. There's a ton of things that went on in that period of my life that probably contributed to me kind of waking up to the fact that like, oh, I'm not a man trapped in a woman's body. I'm just a woman. And this is my experience. My goal of sharing this video is just to kind of give you a look into my life and like what I'm dealing with and what I'm going through. And it isn't blanketed. This isn't meant to be applied to all trans people. This is my experience. It wasn't right for me. And so now I'm in just the process of figuring out what that looks like, what that means after everything that's gone on. So that's a little disclaimer. That was something that happened the last time around when I shared my story that like got really out of control really fast. And I just want to say that now I support trans people. I love trans people. A big part of my time on earth was as a trans person. Don't fucking use my videos to try and tear down trans people, please. That's not what I stand for. I'm just saying it right here so that you can't do that. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that fucking shit. Anyway, moving on. So that's kind of my backstory. This is a good part to kind of maybe segue into like where I'm at now. I'm just still figuring it all out. It's all really complex and nuanced. Being detrans is really hard because there is not really like a detransition. There is like really no going back. The changes that happen during medically transitioning are permanent. So it's really trying to figure out how to love and accept myself how I am today as the woman that I am today. And that is very difficult. I cannot lie. It is not easy. I struggle with it every day, just trying to accept myself, just trying to, validate myself. I'm definitely like in this place where I'm just tired of changing myself to be digestible to others. I'm tired of making myself small to like fit in. I think what I'm really like yearning for and really wanting in my life is to accept and love myself for all of who I am and not feel shame or guilt or any of that when it comes to just being myself. I can't keep morphing my life and changing myself in order to make other people comfortable because I'm so uncomfortable. I'm so like I'm like crammed into this box I never was supposed to be in the first place. I have to get comfortable with making other people uncomfortable so that I can be comfortable. My source of validation now needs to be coming from me. But that's all really hard, and that's the work. That's the work that I'm set out to do in this year. One of my big goals is to just love myself unconditionally, show up as myself unconditionally, no matter what that looks like, no matter if it makes sense to others or not. As long as it makes sense to me, then I'm doing the right thing. I think right now, where I'm sitting in my life is the most I've ever been myself, but there's also so much work to do because I know where I want to be. It's been a really long, hard road for me, and I want to do everything that I can to live this next chapter of my life out in peace and in love. And I just want to live the life that like little me would be so fucking stoked about. Work on becoming the woman that little me wanted to be so desperately, but like never saw a way, like couldn't see being possible. Like I want to make that possible. I want to become that woman. I want to become that person. So yeah, that's it. That's everything. I hope to come back to YouTube and start making videos and just get back to making videos for the joy of it, for the love of it. I'm just kind of flowing with it. I'm figuring it out in all forms, not just in the sense of my identity and stuff, but like I'm figuring it out in many ways of my life.